Chipotle landed on the closely followed Fortune 500 list today for the first time in its history. It should come as a total shock to longtime Chipotle investors, however, since Brian Niccol was named as Chipotle's CEO on February 13th, 2018. Chipotle's stock has surged 345% thanks to more frequent menu innovation and a push digitally. The company's market cap now stands at $38.3 billion. Joining us is Chipotle's Chairman and CEO Brian Niccol. Brian, good to speak with you again. Congrats on joining the Fortune 500. So, true story. I was in my local Chipotle over the past week, and the line in the store was out the door, and people were actually back in the restaurant sitting down. So my question to you is that infamous Chipotle line, is that now back in your restaurants across the country? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, we are. We are seeing people coming back to the dining rooms, and obviously our front line is getting busy again. We're working hard to make that experience fast and giving you exactly what you want. But yeah, it's great to see the lines back. It's great to see people back in our restaurant.
And how, if that line is back, what have you seen on the digital side of your business? Digital sales have really taken off during the pandemic. Have you been able to keep those digital customers?
Yeah, what we've seen, Brian, is the digital gains have proven to be very sticky for our business. People love that access. That just stays. So as our dining rooms come back, I think the digital gains will continue to be present and continue to be a driver of growth, as will the dining room be a driver of growth.
And Brian, it's Myles here. You know, it's interesting. A year ago, we would have been talking about, how we're going to generate growth at your restaurant and others. And now the question is how you're going to staff those restaurants as demand continues to surge. I'd love to just start with an overview of what your challenges have been at Chipotle, and then we can maybe get into some of the things you guys are doing to, recruit and retain team members.
Yeah, sure. So you're exactly right. I mean, one of the things that's been terrific to see is that the consumer is back. They're out and about, and our customers are back at Chipotle. The rise in demand has been quick, and as a result, it's put pressure on us to hire more people to run our restaurants. And then obviously, we're going to continue building restaurants. So we need great people in our restaurants to grow, not just for today's growth, but our future growth. So, you probably saw we raised our wages now on average to $15 an hour. In about, 3 years, you can find yourself being a restaurant general manager making well over $100,000. So, there's a tremendous opportunity for financial growth with us. And then combine that with the great benefits, the great culture, and the great purpose of our company. And we're seeing a huge uptake in applicants. And really importantly, keeping and retaining, because those would be very important ways for us to run the restaurant.
Brian, just an anecdote here. At my local Chipotle, the hours have been cut down a little bit. I'm presuming because they don't have staff. And granted, this is northern New Jersey, very competitive hiring market for service workers. But in that kind of environment, how aggressive do you guys think you might need to be to get staffing to where you'd like it to be to have a restaurant, open all the hours that you'd like?
Yeah, look, that breaks my heart to hear that. We're working hard to make sure that our Chipotles are open, for the full hours of operation. But that's a great example of a place where we are, I'm sure aggressively putting the word out that we are hiring, we're staffing up, and hopefully the purpose of our company, the culture of our company, the growth opportunities with our company attract people, as well as the near-term wage, the opportunity for that wage to grow into a six-figure salary. So, I believe we are uniquely positioned in the restaurant industry to offer one of the best opportunities for a career and for a job here in the near term. So we're going to get that restaurant staffed. We're going to get you those full hours because, that's our commitment to our customers. And frankly, it's a commitment to our employees, too. They succeed when our restaurants are fully open, fully staffed, fully run. So we got to make that happen.
Hey, Brian, it's Julie here. On the staffing front, of course, pay is part of it. A path to be promoted is part of it. And consistency is part of it. And on that last point, I do want to ask you about the New York City lawsuit, because the city is suing Chipotle over its relatively new fair scheduling law and what it says are the company's violations of that law. I just wanted to see if you could respond to that and talk about offering consistent schedules to your employees.
Yeah, so obviously we don't discuss any litigation that we've got going on, but what I can tell you is when I talk to our employees in New York, they see the opportunities at Chipotle. They're excited about our growth. And, we work to create a schedule that delivers hours for our employees and then delivers the customer experience for our, customers. And, the combination of having the right staff trained correctly, scheduled correctly, results in a great work environment for our employees and then ultimately a great experience for our customers. So that's what we work towards every day. That's what our teams are after. That's what our general managers want to lead, is a great culture with a great employee experience so that ultimately we can provide a great customer experience.
Brian, my team's going to laugh at me because I always bring this up, but years ago, I went and visited a Niman Ranch farm, which I know you had a partnership with to supply your meat, and it was a really interesting experience. You guys have always been known for having fairly stringent requirements for your suppliers. Right now, is that an advantage or a disadvantage when it comes to all of the supply chain issues that have been ongoing? And how are you guys doing in terms of getting the stuff you need into the stores?
Yeah, look, I think it's a advantage because we have a commitment to our farmers, our suppliers on the food that we want to see raised and then ultimately that we source for our company. We put in these long-term contracts. We're not buying commodity or conventional produce. And fortunately for us, I have to really tell you, our partners in the supply chain, whether it is avocados, chicken, steak, pizzas, they have done it. And the supply chain team working with our partners has not missed it for us. We've been very fortunate to be able to have a very stable supply chain through a very, unstable environment. So I really am very fortunate for the partnerships that we have. And I'm thankful that we take a different approach to food because we take a different approach to our supply chain accordingly.
Brian, that digitally only quesadilla has quickly ramped to what I believe 10% of your sales. How do you plan to capitalize on that?
Yeah, well, look, it's a great product and it's offered through the digital channel, and it's been exciting to see the response. It's been a growth engine for our digital business. But more importantly, our customer feedback on it has been, just tremendous. They love, the whole experience of having Chipotle done in a quesadilla, made fresh to order for them. So it's been a real driver for our business. We're excited about it, not just for today, but what it provides for the future. And you'll see us continue to figure out how we use the new ovens that we put into place, as well as how we continue to leverage that new quesadilla platform.
And Brian, lastly, I've asked you consistently, I think literally since day one that you've become Chipotle CEO, is this the year for breakfast? The way I see it, there is a huge opportunity where people are going to be going back out. They are going to be mobile again, going to new jobs for the first time, going back to the office. Do you see it as an opportunity, and do you want to finally start testing breakfast?
I appreciate your passion. I agree with you. A Chipotle breakfast burrito would be outstanding. It's not something we're focused on right now, Brian. We've got tremendous growth. First part dollar AUVs, and now we're going to get there and go well. So there is plenty of growth business without having to have the day part yet. I don't want to say ever, but it's not. There's just so many great growth opportunities in our business without adding the complexity of breakfast right now. And, whether that's building these Chipotle lanes, driving our digital business further, getting our dining rooms back to the great throughput that they used to provide. So I see us just having tremendous growth in front of us. And when the time comes, like you, I'm sure I'll enjoy a Chipotle breakfast burrito, but now's not the time.
All right. Well, I will continue to beat that drum. Maybe in a year or two, we'll have something to talk about. Chipotle Chairman and CEO Brian Niccol, always good to see you. Have a great rest of the week.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Take care, guys.